Right. My name's Scriv. Welcome. Another Pick'ems video. First one didn't go so well, unfortunately. As you can see here, 4 out of 5. Four out of 5 needed. FaZe let us down a bit. Squeaky bum time for them. Gamer Legion didn't make it through. What the hell is going on there? The Huns managed to win one game and then went out. Brilliant. And then we were so close for those who are in the know. And they had Pyrovision Legacy playing each other. I got all 3 of these on the same day. We were back. We were alive. We were back. And then the bracket, the way it worked out, Pyrovision Legacy played each other. So I could never have gotten the clutch for the 5 at the end. Very, very sad and very annoying. M80, what's going on there? FlyQuest, what's going on there? The Asian team's going 0-3. Look, people always say be careful. Don't put the Asian teams 0-3. You know, Limvision, bit of a surprise there, to be honest. I thought them getting through would be close, but they'd still manage to do it, you know, or fight for it at least. And they just didn't. So, yeah, another wacky stage 1. As always, it seems, at the major. The BO1s. I mean, look at this. You know what I mean? You've got Bait coming very close. I mean, Rare Atom, to be fair, coming very close to getting a win. There's a few games, and then you go more into the NRG beating FaZe. What the hell? Fluxo beating Fnatic. You might say, what the hell? Red Canids beating Gamer Legion. You definitely say, what the hell? So, you know, and then the Huns beating Limvision. It's like, it's just not Limvision's tournament, really. Anyway, we move swiftly on. Diamond is dead. But Gold, still going. Gold's still going, as always. And Gold is nice. Gold is nice. Gold's nice. I've always preferred Gold to Diamond, personally. So, yeah. Right, so we're looking back. We're looking back here. We have a pretty stacked Stage 2, of course, is where some of those heavily invited teams come in, right? Stage-skipping teams come in. That'll be sort of the top half here, up to Passion UA. And then the rest have come from Stage 1. So, where are we at? Again, another sort of difficult one to predict at the moment. Teams like Astralis, decent run of form. Liquid, some good names as always, but they've just not looked good. It's just kind of by virtue of the region that they're in that they managed to get this invite, and the fact that, you know, they play at bigger tournaments, and they're able to just sort of squeak through here. 3D Max had a great start to the year, great end to last year. Unfortunately, more recently, just not been as good, but they're a pretty solid sort of team you'd expect at this kind of stage. BO1s and whatnot. Tyloo, again, I wouldn't even necessarily... I would have put Limvision a bit more impressive than them coming into this tournament, but... or at the very least able to, like, fight with them. You know, Tyloo are not out and out this really clear-cut winner in China. Clear-cut strongest team. So you have to keep your eyes on. We do have a couple of these towards the top. Aurora, again, a bit of a drop in form in them. Same for Na'Vi. That's why I suppose they're in Stage 2 when the lock-in comes, rather than in Stage 3 with the big boys, as it were. As you'd maybe expect, like a Na'Vi to be their major winning team. You know, Aurora to be there with how solid their form was coming into this year. It's going to be a bit tough, but there's a part of me that's just fucking random. Let's see what the random says. I'm going to do this. 8. Okay, the 0-3s are kind of wild. Not bad, though. Not bad. To be honest. Maybe this is a new strat. Right, so we're immediately getting rid of these guys. Because that's not happening. NIP also going. Liquid also going. Imperial also going. MIBR, I like them. They were good. Maybe, you know, like a year and a half ago, I think that the Lukowski pickup didn't really work for them. Been some shuffles since then. they've looked better. They have looked better, but do I have them making it through? I could maybe put them on that bottom rung. Bait didn't really impress me. NIP didn't really impress me. You know, if we look at the stage one, a lot of people with the BO1s and whatnot coming in are leaning a bit more on the form. These are NIP okay, 3-1, right? But the run of teams. FaZe is nothing to shake a stick at. Something you can definitely prep for heavily. They lost out to NRG in the first round. Limvision was stinking. So they had like one good map. Right? Fluxo game. I suppose it's one-sided, but still not a very impressive team for me. Yeah, so kind of tough to make an argument there. Bait, like I said, was the other team. Huns lost to M80. Close, but lost. Beat out Legacy. Decent form from Legacy recently, so I think, you know, that's maybe fair. I'm going to keep the 3-0s here. I'm pretty confident Aurora will get through. So what I'm going to do on meta here is like one team that I think should make 3-0, one team that is an unlikely candidate for it. I'm gonna go FlyQuest. Why not, right? Why not? Great first stage from them. Again, you know, Legacy, nothing to shake a stick at, but just super clean. I mean, look at this, right? They really did play well. Again, lesser teams and things like this, but to have very one-sided maps like that is still pretty good. Now it gets a bit tougher. I like the look of Astralis. We had decent performance from them. Fissure Playground, right? Some higher end finishes when there's maybe not as many tough teams on the field. When they are a team going into a couple of those tournaments, you know, the PGLs, the Fissures, things like this, where you look at it and it's like, okay, Astralis have a decent chance here, and then they'll just kind of exceed those expectations. Not by much, but they will. It is just that higher end competition that they're maybe still not quite knocking through, and they've obviously had sort of an up and down roster more recently. Hooksy seems to be really fitting in. So I'm pretty happy with this so far. I think you have to go Na'Vi to go through, right? You can't not have Na'Vi going through, feel. But then that leaves teams like Liquid. It's pretty stacked. It's pretty difficult. I might be down on FaZe. They were stinking for FaZe Clan, you know, and yes, big piece has been removed recently, but you still expect them to be able to do well. Twist comes back in, but Brokey is absolutely rancid at the moment, especially on that T side. There's a world, man. There's a world. You remove them. You got Bait. This is tough, bro. You've got Bait. You've got Fnatic. Not even really considered Passion UA, who been quietly doing okay, despite some really wild, you know, moves for those players as a core. Paravision in here too. Man. Right, let's see. I'm going to take some risks. Why not? Going with my head has not worked as well in stage one, and has not worked as well for the past couple of majors since they brought in this change here. So FaZe out. Astralis in, Na'Vi in. This is wacky. FlyQuest 3.0 is wacky, but we're going. M80, good run of form. Seen it a lot. They're going to crash in this second stage. MIBR, do I really think they're going to make it through? 3-2. Maybe a 3-1 if they get a good run of the bracket. Team. No, they stink. Bait. It's their time. Nip. Doing good. Doing good. 0-3. Who's going 0-3? Oh, who is going 0-3? This is insane. This is so hard. I can't be that down on FaZe. Paravision surely got to get one game. But they had this insane comeback, right? The crazy comeback, not believing. And now Tyloo. all the Asian teams are finally gonna answer the prophecy of being in the O3. That's, you know, it's tough. You know, stage 1, you like to come in, you do a little bit of prep before the video, figure it out who's been doing well, you know, what's going on. Some of the guys, you know, they do the meta, they do the matchups, they do the all this, you know, the technology and all that. Maybe one day I'll start doing that, but it just, if I do that and then it all goes wrong, I'll be really upset. So doing this, there's a bit of wackiness in there, leaning into the wackiness once again. It's not super wacky major. But we have FlyQuest 3.0, that's a bit wacky. We have FaZe not going through, that is a bit wacky. Beyond that, I'd say the rest of it kind of makes sense. And you can agree with where the teams are at. Listen, man, I love getting it out. If you're a long-time viewer, I appreciate that. We will be making moves, hopefully still on that countryside internet, which is in 2025 is crazy, but into next year should hopefully have some better internet, and I'll be uploading a bit more because this kind of video, I got to do it overnight, you know, so I don't disturb people's internet usage in the house and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, hopefully into the new year, we'll be doing a bit more. But for now, these are my Stage 2 Starladder Budapest 2025 major pick'ems.